Welcome to our Yoga Nanda mini restorative practice. My name is Sharon. Today I will be leading Neil Campbell through this restorative practice. For this practice we will need the following props: 1 blanket, 2 blocks, a bolster, or a folding chair. Let's come to a comfortable seated position. So what exactly is a restorative practice? When we come into a pose that is supported by props, we encourage our muscles to relax. They relax because we are not resisting gravity. And even though we may seem to be resting, we are actually receiving the same benefits as an active pose. Stonehenge, the pose we will be taking today, is a great pose to do at the end of a long day. It induces the relaxation response. Your breathing slows down, your blood pressure lowers, and it engages the parasympathetic nervous system. This is the system which tells our body to go into rest or digest. So for those of you who like practices that make you sweat, you can lose weight just by lying still in this pose, believe it or not. All this promotes physical relaxation and calms the mind. Even in stillness, energy is also being drawn from the extremities of the body toward our vital organs. Oxygen is moving through the circulatory system, allowing our bodies to regenerate the skeletal muscular cells. These are what we need to build strength in our physical body as well as our immune system. Let's begin our practice. Inhale and sit up nice and tall. And if it feels right for you, close your eyes, or you can just take your gaze out in front of you with your eyes slightly open. Begin to notice your breath. Feel it come in through the tip of your nose, down through your throat, into your belly, and then back up and out. Just notice with curiosity the sensations as the breath moves in and out. There is no right or wrong. Just notice. I invite you to lengthen your inhales and exhales so that they're equal. Maybe you count in for 4 and out for 4. But try keeping them on cruise control so there's no rush to the beginning or the end of the breath. Continue to notice without judgment and keep that curious beginner's mind. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Sit up nice and tall. And on your next exhale, notice the outline of your body touching the mat. Again, keeping the breaths equal. With each inhale, lengthen, and each exhale, feel the outline expand underneath you. Keeping the breaths equal, each inhale, lengthen, and each exhale, feel the outline expand underneath you. Inhale, the crown rises. Exhale, the outline expands. Continue to follow your breath like this. Allow your breath to come back to its natural pace without trying to control it. Slowly bring your awareness back to your mat and gently open your eyes if they were closed. Now that we feel a little grounded, let's move our spine that supports us with some gentle movements before taking Stonehenge. Remain in your seated position, but if you need to make an adjustment, maybe you need blocks under your knees or put a blanket underneath you, just take that now so that you can get a little more comfortable. So in our seated pose, gently take your right ear towards your right shoulder and then gently draw your chin towards your chest and then rolling your head to the opposite shoulder and gently make your way back to the other side. Chin to chest, shoulder to ear. Take this 2 more times with your own breath. bring your head back to center. And now take your left ear to your left shoulder and slowly look back as you roll back your head. And then slowly taking it around the back to the opposite shoulder. Again, inhale and slowly look up. You don't want to hyperextend the neck so it's supported. And then bring your ear to the opposite shoulder. Take this 2 more times with your own breath. Let's take our right hand and place it behind you and your left hand to your right knee. Begin to sit up nice and tall as you inhale and then look over your right shoulder. Next, take your right hand that's behind you and bring it up above your head and over to the side, keeping that left hand on the knee. So you're taking a nice side stretch. You should feel this from your right hip all the way up to the tippy top of your fingertips. Come back up, release the right hand down, release the left hand from the knee, and come back to center. Now take your left hand behind you, take the right arm up and over towards your left knee, and take your twist. Looking over your shoulder, your left shoulder. Breathing in and breathing out. And keeping your left hand on your left knee. Keeping your right hand on your left knee, take the left arm that's behind you and up and over again for that nice side stretch that you'll feel in the left side of your body. From hip to fingertips. Breathe in and breathe out. And slowly come back up to center. Let's move now into child's pose. So come onto your knees and bring your big toes together and sit back onto your heels. If you have sensitive knees, you can place a blanket underneath them. Place your forehead onto the mat, or if you don't reach, you can place your forehead onto a block. Extend your arms out in front of you and just connect here with your breath for a moment. Feel the rise and fall of your back body. On your next inhale, you're going to come to stand up on your shins and open your arms nice and wide, like you were going to give someone a big hug. But instead of giving somebody else a big hug, you're going to take your arms and cross them over from shoulder to shoulder and give yourself that big hug. And as you do that, come back down into child's pose. Inhale and come up onto your hands and knees and open your arms nice and wide. Exhale, give yourself that nice big hug as you come back down into child's pose. Take that 2 more times on your own breath. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Slowly make your way back to a seated position, any which way that's comfortable for you. We just wanted to give our body a little bit of movement of the spine before we come into stillness for Stonehenge restorative pose. Try to imagine that you're sitting in a chair that's actually laying on the floor. That's what it'll look like, but the way that we're going to do it is going to feel a whole lot better. We will be resting our backs on our mats with our calves on either an elevated bolster or a folding chair. So if you're using the blocks and a bolster, we're going to place the 2 blocks on the highest level towards the end of the mat. And then take the bolster and place it on top of the blocks. You want the blocks to be close enough so that the bolster doesn't sink through and that it's stable. Next, take your blanket and just make like a little roll. So that's what's going to be placed behind your neck. If you're using a chair, you're going to open the chair and place that so that all 4 of the feet of the chair are on your mat so it doesn't slide. Take your mat and you're going to lift it and place it on the seat, but actually through the seat so that there's a little hanging off behind the mat so it doesn't slip off the chair. Take the rest of the mat like a waterfall and then place it on the mat. So it goes down the side of the chair and then like an L onto the floor. And then come to sit in front of whichever version you have, whether it's the bolster or the chair. You might have to scooch a little bit to get a little closer to the chair or the bolster, depending on where you landed. So we're going to be here for a few minutes. So if you need any other modifications, if you need more support for your low back, you can take a second blanket and place that underneath you, or a mat and roll it up. Place that underneath your buttocks. If you need more support for your neck, you might want to make the roll a little bit larger. If the calves on the bolster is not comfortable and you're using the blocks, you can lower them 1 level, or you can move your buttocks away from the bolster or the chair. So let's begin to settle in. Allow your body to melt into the mat, the blanket, the bolster, or the chair. Feel your body begin to get heavy and yet feel supported. Your arms can be along your side with your palms facing up, or you can place them on your belly. It's up to you. Again, this is your practice. Honor your body in this moment. As your mind starts to quiet, focus your awareness on your breath. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, release with a big sigh. When you take that big sigh, release in the exhale whatever is not serving you in this moment. Again, big breath in. Big sigh out of the mouth. One more big breath in. And this time, exhale out of the nose. Continue breathing in and out of your nose, and just follow the sound of your breath. You can keep your eyes open, or you can close them, whatever feels good for you. And we're going to take a little journey. So imagine that you're sitting under a palapa, or what I call a tiki hut, on a Caribbean beach. Nice, beautiful, sunny day. You can feel the warmth of the sun, like a great big hug like you just gave yourself earlier in the practice. As you are protected from the sun by the palapa, you see in front of you the color of the crystal clear blue Caribbean Ocean. Imagine the calm blue Caribbean waters. As you inhale, think peace, and exhale, think calm. Continue to follow your breath. If your hands are on your belly, just notice the rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. Inhale, peace. Exhale, calm. Now see if you can actually smell the sweet, warm, salt air. See if you can feel it and smell it coming through your nose. Inhale, peace. Exhale, calm. Maybe you want to listen for the sounds of the gentle waves moving in and out so quietly that you cannot even tell which direction the waves are moving. Inhale, peace. Exhale, calm. Maybe you can imagine feeling the gentle breeze caressing your skin. Embrace this experience through all of your senses. Continue to follow your breath and just notice with no judgment, just curiosity. And if your mind begins to wander like it loves to do, just keep coming back to the sound of your breath. No matter how many times, just keep coming back to your breath. Breathing is a yoga practice. Continue your journey. Notice all the sensations and allow yourself to be still. Since Stonehenge is an option for Shavasana, you can stay here for the next few minutes. If your body is looking to come out of the pose to a more traditional Shavasana, gently draw your knees in towards your chest. Give them a hug, maybe rock gently from side to side. Slowly roll onto your side and gently make your way back to your mat. Make any adjustments you need to move the props aside and lay on your mat, on the floor. If you need a bolster or a blanket rolled under your knees, you can do that. Or you might want to place the blanket on top of you if you're a little cold. When we go into our parasympathetic nervous system, our body temperature drops. So sometimes students may use a blanket or a sweatshirt or put their socks back on in Shavasana. Let the arms lay by your side, palms facing up. You can keep your eyes open or closed. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Begin to bring some gentle awareness to your physical body, maybe to the fingers, toes. They're open. Roll onto your side and gently come to a comfortable seated pose. Take your time, no rush. As we close our practice, bring your hands to your heart, Anjali Mudra. Your thumbs gently touch your sternum, your fingertips gently touch each other, creating some space between your fingers. It's been my honor to lead you in practice today. I always end my practices by saying, take with you what works for you and leave the rest behind. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste.